and he was straddling me, and then he's like hitting me in the face, but it didn't feel like he was hitting me that hard.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's just doing it for show.
All the music I was in back then, what he's talking about, I don't think that he would be into getting vaccinated.
And hits him in the face. Like open paper, hit him in the face, and I was like, I don't want to be in this class.
Yeah.
Like, what's up?
Largin' and chargin'. Do you want to know the most American song? I was singing some songs in the car on the way to here because I love how you're just laughing at me immediately for it. Like,
I want to know what the most American songs are.
Okay, so it's damn it. Now I'm gonna have to find it was so I'm a joker. I'm a smoker.
Yeah. Steve Miller
I'm
Band.
a midnight toker.
Yeah.
Like toker is so.
Oh, you're just talking about the accent.
I'm talking about like the
Toker.
the vibe, the guy's vibe, like
Yeah.
the song, like loving on the run. Like I'm like, yeah, you're loving on the run. I'm a smoker, dude, total, and a cheeseburger beer party. Like it's such a everything is so like he's
Wow.
like Mike McGill, but a musician. It's just so. I'm like, God, this is because I'm singing along to stuff, and I had my phone doing that thing where it just does
how do you get to that play? I want to know how you get to that playlist.
It went random. My phone went random before I started picking stuff.
You mean your phone went random to all the songs that are on your phone?
Yeah.
Oh man, that is a risky bet on mine.
But it was a weird. I don't listen to a lot of metal anymore. I listen to a lot of soul music, so it's been a bit.
That's
and then all of a
neither.
Sudden,
Steve Miller Band is not metal or soul.
No, because I'm trying to explain why I let it roll.
Okay.
It started with Pantera, and I was like, oh man, I haven't heard Pantera. You know, and it was some, I was like, fucking man, they're fucking powerful. And then I also thought to myself, all the music I was in back then, what he's talking about, I don't think that he would be into getting vaccinated. I don't think Pantera would have been a vaccinated band.
We just jumped from Steve Miller Band to Pantera.
Because that's what happened. And then it went into Steve Miller Band, and I was like, man, this is pretty casual, man. This song, it's just
puts me in a different mood, puts me in a different headspace.
But still, because I didn't get angry, be like, yeah, I don't trust the man anymore. I was more going, wow, at one point I didn't trust invisible people that were out to get me because somebody fucked me over in my childhood. So now it's, exactly. And then he always was trying to get me. Like, no one's trying to get you, dude. Calm down. And then the smoker, and I'm a joker. And I'm like, dude, he says it's like when I sing it, it teaches you to have an American accent. Like if you were going to learn to be an American, just sing that song.
You know what's funny is I think that a lot of people mistake AC/DC for being an American band. And I feel like if they were to find some anthem to like, what's the rock and roll anthem to your youth and America, they'd be like, oh, You Shook Me All Night Long or Back in Black. Or I don't think people, like on the surface, they just assume it's an American rock and roll band.
I never thought of that. I also think that a lot of people don't like AC/DC with Bon Scott, and it seemed like the Black Album was when everybody got.
So funny. We were listening to speaking of just randomization, Back in Black came on to on one of my stations, or one of my. It's not a playlist, but in my car, it's just kind of like, oh, you start with the song, and then other songs start coming through, and that song was playing. I was trying to explain to my daughter how, well, the original singer passed away, and then the new singer kind of wrote the song about him. Back in Black, right? Yeah. And everyone was shocked how similar they sounded.
Right.
And it's funny to hear you say like, well, no one really liked it when it was Bon Scott. I was like, I feel like it was always that with such reverence for Bon Scott and for, what's his name, Brian Johnson?
Yeah. I think there were two completely different monsters. I feel like one had to step into the shadows of somebody
can you imagine? Yeah,
but the mainstream never saw that. Like the mainstream, only really hardcore people from back then knew how special Bon Scott was.
Right.
He was a really odd, special person that died.
Dirty deeds done dirt cheap.
Dude, he played live in the 80s in a dress in Australia.
Right.
Like where people were like, nah, mate. You don't dress
and there was always that question of what does AC/DC mean? Does that mean that?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And they flexed so hard on doing whatever they wanted to do. And he had his style and then Brian Johnson had to kind of match it. And it just so happened that album musically was the best music AC/DC had ever produced.
Absolutely.
And Bon Scott was not there to sing it.
Yeah.
But man, Brian Johnson
stepped up.
Fuck yeah, he did. Holy crap. But yeah, I've interviewed him. And he's a crazy guy, a little bit like he likes racing cars and all that stuff, but he's also very grounded and a level-headed person. Yep. I never interviewed Bon Scott, but I don't think Bon Scott was ever level-headed. He just seemed like I felt like watching him.
It would have been a wild ride.
Yeah, I felt like him singing in a dress. Nobody in the crowd said shit because he seemed so crazy that he was still more intimidating in a dress than all of the crowd.
So what was the uniform that Angus was wearing? Was that a school uniform?
School. That was a private school uniform
for Australia.
Yeah, I used to wear that when I went to Brighton Grammar. Got expelled.
That's crazy. So that was just a standard issue.
Yeah, I used to have one of those hats.
Because as Americans, we're looking at that, we're like, what is that? What is he dressing like a little girl? Like what?
Wait, you don't have school uniforms?
Not like that.
Yeah, I wonder if
the closest thing is there's my daughter goes to school. She has to wear a shirt with the logo on it.
Yeah, no.
Like a standardized shirt.
You had to wear the socks, school shoes. You had to make sure they were polished. What a weird. Yeah,
it sounds more like military.
It was pretty bad. One time, a teacher picked me up by my ears and carried me out of the classroom.
Oh my God, dude!
And I was like holding onto his hands because it was ripping my ears. Like they got away with crazy stuff. One time, the teacher did something, and I was like, God! And he took that as I flipped him off, and I didn't. Like I would tell you, like I was like, oh my God! And he came over and like started cracking me for flipping him off. And I'm like, I didn't flip you off. And I'm like, man, back then. And then I got the principal whipped me with a belt. And the last time it happened, this is kind of good and kind of bad. My dad was a intimidating person. And he, the guy, I got reported. A fat kid stole my marbles and we got into a disagreement and he broke his arm. I pushed him and his arm got caught in the bench next to him. So I broke his arm, but I didn't break his arm. Yeah. He fell and he broke his arm. And now it's Jason broke this kid's arm. And I'm like, I won a marble game and he just tried to take my marbles. These are not normal marbles. These were like cat's eye. I had like snakes.
No, I get it. I know.
These are
I had marbles. Yeah.
Right. I love my marbles.
It was like your luxury car.
Yeah.
As a kid.
If he had won, I would have given him my marbles. That was the deal. And I won and he tried to take it. And I was like, no, we're going for sure. And then, he broke his arm. He's screaming, crying, whatever. So in principle that I'd already been there several times to be whipped. I'm like, oh, we're getting whipped bad. So he's whipping me. My dad gets called. He shows up, and I'm telling him he's whipping me, and this guy stole my marbles, and he's talking down to me in front of my dad, and my dad just snaps and tells him, you know what I mean, you better watch your fucking mouth. You know what I mean? I'll snap you too, you dumb cunt. And my son's out of this fucking school. You're all pussies.
My God.
So I'm standing at the door going, oh yeah. Because I hated that guy.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, and you're shitting yourself right now, principal. You've never seen mean people like this. And he's like, another thing, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just going, wow, yeah, Dad, yeah. And he's like, let's get out of here, Jay. And I'm like, yeah, I will get out of here. And then we're walking out of the school and we get to the car. And then it's just open in a can. I get shit whipped in the front of the car. Put in the car, fucking
You can't win.
No, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, oh man, this might be worse than the original.
That was quite a ruse.
Yeah, but so I was like, yeah, I'm out of here. And I remember a couple of people seeing me, my friends, you know what I mean? Like, and I was like, yeah, I'm out of here. Yeah, yeah. And they were like, wow, that was rebellious. Never see you again, but that was cool. And that was my private schooling.
My version of that was, which is a much tamer Southern California version, burgers, was that in elementary school, I got moved up a grade in English.
Oh, wait.
Like I don't know, I think it was in 4th grade, and then they wanted me to take 5th grade English. Okay. Which at the time seemed like cool. I was in the, I don't want to toot my horn or anything, but I was in all the gifted classes at the time. But then they were like, we want to actually move you up a grade in English.
Does that mean you would get bullied for that?
No, because a lot of my class actually were a lot of the guys, the kids I knew were in the advanced courses, the gifted. Maybe they just lowered the bar so we all felt like we were gifted. Maybe that's what it was. But they moved me up, and so everyone seemed way older, right? I'm in 4th grade, they're in 5th grade. And it was a different teacher. And so for that period in the day, I went to a different class. And then the first time I went, everyone's in a circle doing this reading thing. And the teacher called on this one kid. And I sat down. I don't know anybody in this class, right? I'm a stranger. I sit down. The teacher is like, oh, we're doing this. Da, da, da. And the kid's like, oh, I didn't read it. I didn't have it. And she comes over with the stack of papers that has all the whatever on it, the chapters on it, and hits him in the face. Like open paper, hit him in the face. And I was like, I don't want to be in this class. Yeah. I'm already too young. It's too weird. I'm a stranger. And now kids are getting beat up with paper. Like, I'm out of here.
Dude, I know we're older, but we're not that old. Like, how do we have these stories where like you're saying that because it was in the 70s or in the 80s, the adult didn't have the intelligence to know that cracking a kid wasn't cool. It was just like, I'm cracking your kid.
Yeah.
Because everybody,
I think that was where things were starting to change a little bit. I mean, where there was some accountability. There was some accountability, yeah, but for sure that could have happened and just like, eh.
Like our parents probably got slapped the shit out of, right?
Yeah. My dad was much older, so for sure he did.
Right.
But yeah, it's so weird to think about back then. I got in trouble for breaking up a fight in that same school.
What?
Because this kid, he was just always a troublemaker, and he was hassling a girl, and I liked the girl, and I came over like, hey, what's wrong with you? And he's like, oh, you want some? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, Birdman.
Yes,
yeah.
Sure.
Fuck yeah,
and then
Birdman's ready to go.
He got on top of me. He like immediately pinned me down.
Oh, no.
And he was straddling me, and then he's like hitting me in the face, but it didn't feel like he was hitting me that hard.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's just doing it for show, because it was more like he already had me down, so he didn't need to destroy me, but he was hitting me.
Yeah.
And I just started laughing at him. And that really pissed him off.
Then did he hit you hard?
Then he hit me a couple times harder, but then by then some teachers came and broke it up.
Nice.
And then I got called to the principal's office. And I was pissed. I was like,
did he get called to the principal's office?
Oh yeah, he got in big trouble. Okay. Yeah. He got like double penalized, double punished.
Did that girl like you more after that?
I don't think so. Oh. I think she was just over it. She's like, whatever, we were, I don't know, 10 or something, 11.
Bullshit. Getting slapped and put on the ground for no reason is not cool.
I got respect from the kids though.
Okay.
Because that kid was always, that kid was a bully, a big bully.
And you laughed.
And I laughed as he was hitting me.
Right.
Yeah, so they were just like, well, that was kind of gnarly.
Blue Chew get you hard. Yeah! Tony doesn't know that.
Is that the new theme song?
Yeah, no. For the Jason Ellis show, we sing the Blue Chew intro, and people really like it. So I didn't ask you. I just added it to Hawk versus Wolf. Sorry.
Sick.
Yeah, okay. See, it's pretty magical. It's pretty catchy. I feel like you'll hear it in the car later on today.
I want to hear a remix now.
Yeah, well, you should see what it does to your penis, Tony. It's way more exciting than my song. Sorry.
Remix.
I'm a huge fan of this particular product. It's very easy to order. It's very discreet. It has the same stuff in it that is, the other real brands or whatever. So it's the proper stuff. And as a person that has used it, I've also used the other ones that I had a prescription for. And these, yes, it's the same thing. They're very convenient, easy to use, and very fast acting. So I use them all the time. And if you're into that kind of thing, if you're not, that's fine too. But if you want to, toughen it up a little bit, or you're getting a little older, and maybe you skateboarded the same day and you trained that night, and then your wife really wants you to give it
Big
to her.
day.
And you're like, man, I don't know how much blood I have pumping left in me. I might need a little booster. So
Trifecta.
yes, we have a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free, everybody. Use our promo code HawkWolf at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code HawkWolf to receive your first month completely free. We would like to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. Hey everybody, Jason Ellis, Tony Hawk, talking about some wireless headphones here. Yeah, we got a sponsor, and these things, like if you're busy and you do a lot of stuff like we do, and sometimes people put vibes inside your mind that you don't like, well, we've got it covered over here because we've got the new pair of Raycon wireless earbuds, and you shove those in your head, and then you can vibe yourself out to the good tunes, or you could hear this podcast inside your mind, like right in it. Tony would be right inside your brain. All right. And so it's they've got 3 different modes. I didn't know that. I just shoved them in my ears and went running down the street. Pure mode, podcast listening, blues, instrumental, etc. So there you go. Listening to Hawk versus Wolf, pure mode. Then, wait a minute, balance mode. Also, you could listen to Hawk versus Wolf, but you could also listen to rock and heavy metal and more rock. But then if you go bass mode...
And Pantera.
Yes, you know metal, Tony. Bass mode, what do you think is...
And Stevie Miller Band.
Yes, stop. Okay, just to name a few, gotcha. Hip-hop, EDM, and reggae is in bass mode. I didn't know you listened to reggae in bass mode. I got to try that. There's also an all-new awareness mode. Okay, I didn't use any of this. Raycons offer 8 hours of playtime, 32-hour battery life, also built-in mic where you can take calls, and earbuds press off a button. I should have read this before. Raycons start at half the price of a premium audio brands, but they sound just as good, and Raycons come with a 45-day happiness guarantee. If you hit them up right now, our listeners get 15% off the Raycon order at buyraycon.com/HawkWolf. That's buyraycon.com/HawkWolf. I just realized. Sorry. /HawkWolf. Save 15% on Raycons by raycon.com/HawkWolf. Yeah, because if you can't win, but you lose with
integrity.
Yeah, it goes a long way.
I think so, yeah.
I feel like when I watch people fight, when they do the fight and then they do the handshake after the fight, those ones to me is like that. If we all did that, it would be a better world. Like it's like you got a disagreement and you're gonna scrap, and then one dude gets trashed, and then you pick him up after you trash him, and he goes, "Yeah, fair enough. These things happen."
Trial by combat.
It just seems like every time I watch a YouTube video, not so much anymore, but I used to watch videos of that stuff, and every now and then it would be 2 dudes that would do the shake afterward. Yeah. I'm like, you resolved it. Like, I disagree. Well, I beat your ass.
So there was just more honor back then. I don't know.
I think people still do that.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a, if you fight more, then it's more, you can be more grounded in it and understand what it is and why you're doing it. Because to me, whenever there's trolls or haters or whatever, I don't anymore, but I'm like, you can meet me at the gym. If you're really that mad at me, let's not go to jail. Let's not fight on the street and get a police officer to take us both to jail.
That'd we'll do it. We'll do it in a calculated.
You don't want to go to jail. You want to fight me. You hate me and you want to fight me. I will meet you.
Right.
And then we can do it. Organized. No cheating. I'm not going to have any friends to help. I'm just going to fight you. You might win. You might lose. I will do that.
But it will be settled.
It will be settled. That guy, you know what? Everybody, that's your hit me up. You know what I mean? If you got a plane
you got
ticket,
a problem with him.
yeah. If you got a problem with me, I will meet you, and we can do it because I'm okay with that. Just don't be stupid and do like weird stabby rock things, and you know what I mean, in public stuff where people get all scared. Like a kid could get hurt, we could fall on the ground and hit somebody. Do it in the ring.
Oh, right.
If you really care, if you really wanted to, you would. But it also usually proves, you know, because if I really had a problem with somebody and they were like, fuck you, meet me at the gym, I'll meet them. Like, I will meet you.
Yeah. No, I don't think anyone was doubting that.
Right. Well, just know that.
All right. Thank you.
I don't know what the fuck that
Words
was
of the
for.
wise.
Yeah.
So, since last time we were here, I know in real time, it's different. Sorry, everyone. Let's say we're about 10 days behind when these things launched. You did a Kickflip Indy.
We're gonna sell.
There you go.
We're celebrating.
That's what it is. You did a Kickflip Indy, and
don't give up, kids.
man, where was I? I was at. Oh, my sister had a get together for our siblings, and we hadn't seen each other for a long time. And I just get a text from Amelia Brodka, who skates here,
who I just met that day.
Yeah,
super cool.
And I rarely am in communication with her, so I look at my phone like Amelia, what's up with her? And it's just a video. I was like, why is Amelia sending me a video? And I play the video, and it's this dude doing a Kickflip Indy, and I just wrote back, what? And she's like, I don't want to. What did she say? I don't want to ruin the surprise or poach Jason, but yeah, this just happened.
Yeah. Oh,
and I was
man.
like, that is crazy. And then I texted you. What? I just texted you, dude. So those are my
I'm
replies.
in the car, dude.
I'm like, I get what? And then I just said to him, dude. And he's like, yes.
Because I was so pumped. And like, dude, if anybody would understand, I even made a joke about it when Willie was showing me the video. Like, this is my Tony Hawk documentary. Because you're doing a thing where you're like,
I heard you say that, but I didn't really quite get it.
It was all coming out at the same time. So I didn't think anyone would make sense of it. But, you know, you're Ollie 540s and stuff.
Oh,
like,
right. Okay. Yes.
To me, you know, the heart thing and all this stuff. Like, I wasn't even, at one point I was like, man, maybe that really is the end of me making one of those.
Mm-hmm.
But the Thursday when we skated after doing this podcast, I could go higher than I had since I've been back after 20 years. And then the next day, still holding up. I was still flying around, even flying a little higher. And I was like, Willie's like, been skating. I was like, yeah, like trying to. He's like, man, you're flying around. I was like, I kind of am.
Yeah.
It was a surprising day. I was doing grinds really fast and doing like head high back sit airs. And I was like, oh, I can see. The biggest one was I did a front sit air with the gap on the other side of me, and I wasn't sure if I was going all over. And I looked
danger zone
at the gap and did the front sit air, and I was like, "Oh, you are fully back." That is because.
Oh, you mean like you checked your position?
Yeah,
in the front sit air.
Yeah, in the front sit air, I looked over at the channel.
That's next level.
I used to do that all the time to snake people. I would do grinds and look to see where they were.
Yeah.
I told you one time Remy was doing the same thing at me, and I was like, awesome. Like, we both looked at each other because we're like, which way are you going? I'm going up. I was like, yeah, this is my guy. Yeah, so making that, I was trying it, and it was only because I was going higher, but the flip was not working, but I was going high, and I was like, oh, if it was in my hand, I could make it, but still not. I was like, I'll try a few more, but don't make this about this and ruin your session, because that's what Kickflip Indies have been doing to me lately. Yep. I was like, if it doesn't really work, go back to doing some stuff. You could probably learn another trick today. And then didn't plan it. It just hit my hand. And as soon as it hit my hand, everything slowed down. Because I was like, you have no choice. And
so that was the first one you caught.
Yeah.
Oh, because everyone said, I mean, I got the sort of, I got the wrap up.
I can't believe how happy other people
version,
were.
And they said, yeah, he tried like 8 of them, and every one he had.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Good for you.
But they said that you did very quickly.
It did. It was a day where I was like, this is way better than I can't believe I even bothered trying them back then with how much lower I was going. This is way better. But even the landing, I was like, you got to, dude, not only am I like, I'll do one today. fuck that. That shit I was like, oh, dude, it's just all about doing a back
Yeah, when you
flip.
snap back into that.
But I didn't know it was 20 years at the time. You were the one that, because I don't know time.
I just said, when was the last one you did? And
On
you
your
said
tour.
Gigantic Skate Park Tour. And I said, well, that was 2001, 2002. So that's 20 years.
So that made it even a bigger deal. So when I was driving home, I love these things, man. I don't care if I cry. I really don't, because it means so much to me. I was feeling emotional when I made it. I got these people that I don't even know, like little Japanese girls, Olympic medalist.
The gold medalist.
Yeah,
Sakura was right there. And she was
Right,
hyped
she's the
for you.
first person there. And
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you, small person. And these other people,
Small person.
they're so little and cute. You know what I mean? Like she barely talks.
She's not even that small.
She is tiny to me. She's fucking little. She's super little to me.
She is adult size.
And she talks so quiet. She's like, meep. And I'm like, eh.
Oh, yeah.
And
She
I'm
doesn't
like,
speak English.
right. And her mum doesn't either, right?
No.
Her mum was like celebrating with me without speaking English. Like,
So
oh,
awesome.
and I was like, thank you. Like,
It's contagious.
all these people were so pumped. And I went off to the corner for a second. I was like, all the work I put in on that and how far away I got it. I was like, you're fucking back. You're back and you're in full appreciation of just skateboarding. Like, I don't give a fuck. Don't give me no skateboard. I don't want a fucking shoe. Fuck off. I just wanna ride it again. And I thought maybe it wasn't gonna ever come back, like to a point where I could be happy. And now I'm like, I get giddy that we're coming down here because there's a huge chance that I'm gonna do 2 airs in a row where I'm flying. And that's I'm so pumped about flying.
When where I was when I got the video, I was, like I said, I was on my sister was having sort of a family get together. So it's my siblings and our nephews and nieces and cousins and stuff.
Oh, wow.
And I'm looking at my phone because I was like, why is Amelia texting me? And I looked at it and was like, oh, yeah. And they're like, what? And I go, Ellis did a Kickflip Indy. And it was like, and then Kathy was in another room
Yeah.
and she came walking through and I'm like, check this out. And she's like, oh, he made it.
My girl.
So
That's what I'm talking
it
about.
was congratulations. That was awesome.
Thank you, dude.
And yeah, I was feeling that. And wow, what else? I don't know.
Yeah, that was after you text me and said the 20 years thing, I had a full, like, I cried driving down the freeway.
That's awesome.
But funny one. You know what I mean? I was like, fuck, I love this. I love
Yeah.
being in this game. Such a weird, inspirational thing. You do that, and the amount of people that are triggered by me making that. Like, I got DMs from everybody around the world going, you did it. I'm like, how do you know I care about
I think it's because of this.
it? Is, huh?
Yeah.
Because the Kickflip Indy went viral on my Instagram with 10,000 likes. I'm like, I don't get 10,000 likes for anything.
Yeah,
I think I got 10,000 likes for like getting married. I'm not doing that again.
That was the last time I had 10,000 likes was getting married.
But I don't know if you noticed on my story that day, I span a backside five.
I was going to say, you said something about I'm going to come today or keep going. I saw it. I saw you try. It was Melon.
Yeah.
Melon 5. And I was like, oh, just straight. We're okay. Got that one done.
Well, that's usually
On to the next.
when I was good. That's what they were.
Did
they
you do
came
the same
hand in
run?
hand. Yeah. They did back to back. I did 5
Right.
into a Kickflip Indy or a Kickflip Indy into a 5, and then varial 5, and then fast plan varial. Like at all. That's my go section, and it was they're more difficult. 540s are scarier.
I did my last varial 5 recently,
Oh wow!
and it was so much scarier than I remembered or imagined that it would be.
When was the last time you did one before you made it?
3 years ago.
Okay.
I did one 3 years ago for the 50 tricks at 50 thing. And it took a little bit to get to. Like it was a little scary, but at the same time, I was skating a lot and doing a lot of air type of stuff. So I
Yeah.
had a lot of speed.
Okay.
And so that one
Because
requires
you got to do it high, right?
Yeah, you got to do it higher because
Right.
so much stuff's going on. You got really you got to do it higher because you got to make sure the board's on your feet.
On the way back in.
Yeah, because if you don't do it high, you do a Hail Mary, and a Hail Mary on a Varial 5 can go tragically wrong.
Yep.
So I always want to make sure that I got my board on my feet, at least for the last 180. And so I probably haven't been haven't been doing a lot of airs lately, so I didn't have that setup and that pump. But I was committed to doing it.
Did you?
And a couple times I got to my feet, and I was just like, "No, I don't." I'm getting the board to my feet on the last 90 degrees.
You can feel it's going to be hairy.
It's going to be
It's like a 50-50.
Yeah, at least 50-50.
Fuck
And
that.
so I finally threw one down and rode down the wall, and then was kind of leaning back and did the whip up, but on the next wall. Not like the shootout on the flat, but where you're kind of almost bringing it back together.
To the next wall.
Made it to the next wall, and then boom, up the next wall.
Yeah.
Like shot it out.
Yeah.
But it gave me a boost of confidence because I was imagining if I do eat shit, it's gonna be bad. You know what I mean? 'Cause you know that trick. That trick.
I don't want to say it. You guys like stop, and you guys, if a 5 goes wrong, I'm like, are you guys coming back to the ramp ever? I'm not even. I'm not trying to be. I don't know. I was so surprised that I was like when I slammed on that invert. I was so surprised that I was like, I could probably skate tomorrow, and I'm like,
right.
I made a giant sound with my head. I figured I'd be done.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Sometimes it just, you're sore. And I'm like, well, if you're sore now from the cumulative shit, what's this burial 540 slam do to you?
Right.
Do you think about that?
I guess I don't allow myself to go down that road of thought because
that's why I hate bringing it up because I don't even want
But that's the thing is I firmly believe if you imagine that you're gonna slam or some worst case scenario on something, that's what happens. That comes to fruition because you've envisioned it and your body's already like, well, maybe that's what's going to happen.
Right.
So I don't allow myself to sort of go down that road. I just go, I know that it's possible to slam on this trick really hard.
Yeah.
But I don't think of what exactly does that look like? What does it mean?
Right.
I just go, well, you used to do it all the time.
Nice.
Like I would do it every demo all the time. And so I have to think of in those terms, like I used to do this. What did that feel like? How did you take it for granted? How did you adjust? Even when I would do it even if I didn't have speed. I'd still be able to just throw it under my feet. And that, like I said, that can go horribly wrong.
Yeah.
And especially at my age and I don't have the reaction time. I mean, now that I'm past it, I can imagine what would have gone wrong. And that would have been thrown on my feet. My feet are a little off and then straight to the flat, right?
That's the slam. That's
straight to the flat, on shoulder, on your head.
From a fucking 7-foot air.
Right.
So you're 7 foot above a 12-foot ramp.
So I knew that was a possibility. I wasn't visualizing that possibility. And then when I finally did try to make it and put it on my feet and rode across the flat and then fell on the next wall but shot up, that was kind of all I needed.
Right.
Because it was like, okay, you did fall. Here we are. Everything's cool. Just make it.
Right.
And so I made it maybe 3 tries later. But it was like, I'll show you videos. I'm gonna put it out. Maybe it's out by the time this is out. I don't know, but
of the work it took.
Of the work it took, because I was doing all these last tricks for Autograph, which is this collector's site that's run by DraftKings for NFT and physical objects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to do this collection of tricks for the last time because they're all tricks that I know I can do probably, but I don't want to do them anymore. Because the risk factor, but Vero 5 was the top of the heap.
Okay.
Because that one was definitely the most risk factor, the most at stake.
And you're saying like you're not going to do it again?
Never. No way. I do not want to do that again.
You don't want to?
No. Because when I did it, so finally when I did it, it was super scary. And it was still that as I was riding down the wall, there was still that doubt, like maybe this isn't going to work.
Yeah. But you made it.
Yeah, I made it, yeah.
Is there not like some weird addiction to, like you did make
not
it? Not
in that case. Well, see.
You're good with letting it go.
Yeah, see, there's been, people have actually commented or sent me messages saying like, well, what is this? You retire all your tricks, then you stop skating? I'm like, no, I have a bag of tricks that I know I can do and continue to do probably for years to come. But these ones are more fringe, and I pay the price on them.
Right.
So I know what's at stake, and I know what the possibilities are. And so I'm happy to do it one more time, to put all that effort into it and have closure to it. Because a lot of people don't have, think about it. When does some basketball player know it's his last slam dunk?
Right.
They don't really know, because they maybe don't want to accept that, or they don't, it just fades away from them.
Yeah, I did that.
What's that?
Let go of stuff without knowing I was letting go of it.
Without letting go. And so I'm in this weird pocket of age and skill where I can do that, and I feel good about it, and I can have closure to it, and I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Like Varial 5s are, dude, if I keep doing them, I'm going to get hurt.
Right.
You know what I mean? If I say, oh, I got this back, and I'm going to keep doing it, nah.
No, if the best youngest guy in the game right now that has Varial 5s does Varial 5s for the next 5 years, make no mistake, he's eating shit on one of those. It's just, he's 27.
You're definitely going to
and
slam
when he
on
eats
it.
shit on one of those, he'll be like sore for a couple of days, and then he'll be skating the next day.
Yeah.
When you're 55 and you fucking...
53, but
53.
who's counting?
Sorry. I'm just saying, if you're in this 50, 55, 60 thing, and you start doing vert shoulder block slams, you better know some people, man. Because, like, you know, I'm going to, I got to talk to you about that. I know that I don't know your dad. Like, I know I had a couple conversations with him maybe, but I never got to know him. But the way you talk about him with I'm eating prime rib, and that's just the way I'm going to go. And, and you're like, I want you to stay and not eat prime rib. And he's like, dude, you got to understand, I love prime rib. I feel like your skill level, what you're talking about, your slams, this and that, how you're like, you don't have the same snap anymore.
Right.
And these bioaccelerator guys that are injecting my knees and my ankles and my shoulders and making my shit work. Like this one was aching to the point where I wasn't worried about using it. I was just worried about, am I going to get on some painkiller at 48? I think it was when it was happening. I will not do painkillers. Too many people have faded from that.
Yep.
So I was like, can you guys fix it? And they injected this shit in me. They fixed it. There's no ache.
Right.
And it moves. So things like that where I brought up to you, like for your level and what an athlete you are and how many people you know that are super athletes and that you're like, oh, cold plunge. I could be wrong, but I feel like your wife suggested that you get a cold plunge, and if it wasn't for her, you probably would not have accepted the cold plunge.
That's true, yes. But also there's a part of it where I'm not chasing the fountain of youth.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Okay.
Like with this Varial 5. Yes, maybe I could continue to do that, and maybe I could find some treatments or something that would allow my body to feel like it did 5 or 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But I don't want to keep chasing that. Like I want to have some sort of, exit from those things. Not completely from skating, but I just mean like from knowing that from the desire to do that stuff.
Yeah.
I want to be able to let go of it, because if I keep hanging on to that, then I'm just chasing the dragon. Like
Dude, you're a genius for that concept, because you are so right. Because I know some people that are, if I'm not that guy, I'm nothing. And I don't even know if I need to be on the planet anymore.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, you're so much more than whatever skateboard tricks you did.
Yeah.
So, and you obviously get that.
Yeah, and we know plenty of people who won't skate at all because they're not what they used to be. And I feel like that's such a, but you're skating. I'm just saying.
But
like,
it took it. Look, I stopped because at one point when I'd go, it was depressing.
But that's what I mean. It's somehow they can't let go of that pride that
it is pride. It is ridiculous.
And it'll eat at you, and you gotta choke on it a little bit just to be like, I still love doing this, even if I can't do it at that level. And that's where I've come to. But also, what was I gonna say? Oh, so on that note,
you can bring it up. It's okay. We're not.
Wait, come here.
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Galena.
Yeah, Galena.
Galena was the one who just received the camper.
Yeah. You like that?
Love it.
Want to talk about post
Yeah,
social media
you
likes.
gotta sit super close to him.
Social media likes that one kind of went viral, and I thought it was going to be like, oh man, it's like a promo for a show, so maybe not. But that one went viral.
Yeah, that's still unbelievable. And it's crazy that you did that for me.
You still haven't given me a ride in it.
It will be here soon. Yep.
Oh, you don't have it yet?
I will have
She
it.
had it briefly, and then it.
Yeah, I'll have it in a week.
And then are you going to go, where are you going to go in it and sleep in it and stuff?
Big Sur, we're going to take our honeymoon.
You are?
Yeah.
You
It's
bastards.
the honeymoon gift. Yeah.
I just started camping, so I'm super, I would have, like, he brought it up ages. I knew about this before you. You don't even know. I knew you were going to score. And I was like, I know you don't. Didn't care. And then I saw him post it the other day. And now that I'm camping, I was like, oh, you bastard. That thing is completely ready to go.
Yeah.
So cool.
You can borrow it anytime. All right, I'm out. Enjoy.
Nice work.
Thank you.
You
Thank
really
you for the
killed it.
tea.
Can you shut the door? I'm trying to be professional here. Did you just move your chair?
No, I
Okay.
did not. I moved
I
the
will
mic
kick
because I
your
was moving the
fuck-
mic back and forth.
All right.
Yeah, before we started, I scooted the chair closer to him, and he had already set up all the cameras for the optimal position, and I didn't consider that. And I watched his face drop.
Look, I'm a
It's like
serious
you're watching behind the
videographer.
scenes.
Notice me in frame.
That's it.
Actually, I think I'm a little off to.
It'll be over by the time this airs. But do you know Mancha is? Mancha has his own ramp. He's a Brazilian skater who has a ramp here in Vista.
Yeah, I met him the day I made the Kickflip Indy. At first, he's like, "Hi, and I forgot his name. I was like, "Yeah, hey man." I was like, "That was weird." And then afterwards, when he says, "I'm so stoked to finally skate with you," and I go, "What? Well, do you know who I am?" And he's like, "Yeah, man. Of course I do." And I was like, "Oh, cool." And he's like, "I have a ramp. You should come skate it with me anytime." And I was like, "You do?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then because I'm so clueless to the community, I'm like, "What color is it?" Because I know like 3 ramps
Oh,
around
it used
here.
to be green.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's how we did it. I was like, "Was it green?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah. Bucky skated it. Yeah. And I'm like, "Oh, that ramp looks good. You got to come down." Very friendly guy.
So he's having an event on this. He's having an event on the weekend, like a contest.
Oh,
He's having pro, masters, women, and legends.
oh, wow. What's
And
the difference
so-
between a master and a legend?
That's a good question. Let's put it this way. Masters, I'm in it with Christian Asoy, Lonnie Hermoto, Tony Magnuson, and then
Who's in the-
legends. And then
You're not in the legends?
no. I said sorry. Legend. Legends is me, Christian, Lonnie Hermoto, Tony Mag, a couple other guys.
Okay.
Masters is like Sandra Diaz
Oh,
because
God.
Sandra Diaz is
I'd rather go in the normal contest. How is Sandra Diaz not a? I get
right.
he's
You
not,
know
he's
what I
not
mean?
a legend.
But then there's also pro. So there.
Why doesn't Sandra just go in the pro?
But that's what I mean. That there's a blurry line there.
Ah.
I'm glad to fall into the other category, so I don't have to really worry about that. But like Bucky is the unicorn because Bucky is by all definition a master,
Yeah,
but he's
and a
still
legend.
one of the best and a legend for sure. But he's still one of the best,
Yeah,
and so I think he's entering pro.
he should. He could win it. If you could
So
win it, you should be in it.
It's a weird thing, and they those categories started at Bondi.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
So they would have Bondi, and they knew that there was like this legends thing, but then they were like, well, all these people don't really fit there because they're a little younger. They don't fit in the pro category. So that's when they started the Masters thing, and that just kept going.
How long is a contest ride these days?
I think it's more of a jam.
Oh, so you just do some stuff.
I hope. That's what I'm
man.
hoping for. I cannot last 45 seconds. Dude,
Yeah,
that
I
would
was
be-
gonna say.
But what I was saying is I went there and skated yesterday because it's really hard for me to get used to any other ramp. I mean, I'm like my ramp is a blessing and a curse because I'm totally spoiled by it. If I have to go anywhere else, I feel like everything's kinked, everything's tweaked. I'm just not. I'm totally spoiled
Yeah.
by this machine cut perfect
Their
transition.
ramp's pretty good though, right?
His ramp is pretty good, but
Okay.
it's not mine.
Okay. Fair
And
enough.
so I'm trying to get used to it. And I started thinking like, oh, I should probably work on, I don't know, some combos of tricks and things. So I'm skating there yesterday and I started trying Indy 360s, which I haven't done I haven't done like a year or so. Dude, Indy 360s are so scary when you step away from them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've only done one in my whole life.
Oh, really?
Man.
But
I
when
did
you
one,
when
and then
you
my
do
friend
it,
showed me on video, and I was like, I don't need
but
to
when
do
you
this.
do it, or any just backside threes, any grab, when you do it consistently, they become pretty easy, and you know where you are, and you know, and obviously you can take some heavy slams on them, but when you do them, you just get used to it. So I stepped away from doing it, and it was so scary to commit to one. I finally did.
Yeah.
And I had this sort of epiphany. There was all these. There were a couple of older guys there, but also there was these younger skaters. Two girls. One rips. They both rip. And I told them. I don't know why. Like I felt compelled to them. I go, hey, if you guys ever learn backside 360s, don't stop doing them. That was like my big Yoda moment for them.
Words of wisdom.
Hey, you guys, and they're just like, okay.
Yeah, we weren't gonna stop doing them, but thanks you for the
dude.
memo. Yeah, I could see that.
So that's it. That's my advice to everyone. If you learn backside threes on a ramp or a mini ramp or on a vert ramp, keep doing them.
Yeah.
Because if you step away from them, it's super scary.
Yeah, because like I said,
and you can slam real hard.
I just stopped doing them, and then I never got them back because I stopped doing them the day I learned them. They were just like so hard and so scary and not that impressive to me when I did it. I had a bad attitude towards some of that new stuff. I was like, if it doesn't suit you, you don't have to do it. Like I don't answer to the judges. I do what I do.
Right.
And looking back, I was like, you should have just figured those out.
Jimmy Wilkins, what, like 7 feet out?
I don't know.
Backside threes, no grab.
The no grab. The backside ollie where he tweaks his legs.
Oh, yeah.
It's the greatest maneuver in skateboarding.
It's pretty special, yeah.
And it's like such a nonchalant thing.
It's sort of an overturn.
Right? Like, but it's also
sort of a nose bone.
Yeah, he like tweaks his legs just to show you how.
It's like a yoga backside ollie.
It's like, I can do anything in a backside ollie. Look at this. Like, yeah, you can. That's crazy. I feel like he could do like an airwalk on it. You know what I mean? Like it feels
knitting.
Like he could just like, I'll just take my feet off until the last second and put it back on.
Yeah.
I'm like, you probably could if you wanted to. Seems like it stays with you no matter what. It's such a headspace that he must be in because it's like, yeah, there's a technique to it, but there's also some belief in making that thing work. And I feel like when you get to the highest level, even when the board leaves you, it's still there with you. You know, like when you flip, no hands, no feet, and the board's there, you still know it's still totally attached to you. And he looks like that's where he's at right now, where it just can't, he can make it stay with him when it shouldn't.
He did, yeah. I do.
I invited him to my birthday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because I was like,
it's like
to
Jimmy Wilkins demo.
He's my newest idol in skateboarding. Like, I know he's a young kid.
I'm hoping this airs before your birthday because we need to shout out to legends to come to Ellis's birthday.
This is definitely gonna.
What's that?
This is definitely coming out before my birthday. October's a ways away.
Yes.
Right?
So.
Yeah, come on, legends. Come on, Ben Schroeder. I sent you the email. Like, come on, Ben. Let's just do pivots together. Or, you know, if you want, you could just smash into me. If that makes you happy, come down and hit me. I'll let you have at it. Trying to think like, what could I do with cab? Like, I can't do frontside hand plant, so it's not really any point doing that next to him.
Oh,
trying to think of like double stuff.
Yeah, where do your streams cross?
Caballerials.
You got caballerials?
I think by my birthday, yeah. I'm gonna start. I started doing board side to fakies. I know this is so stupid, but you know what level I'm at, and you know that like I only started going backwards a couple of times, and it's pretty terrifying. On the day that I did Kickflip Indies, I did a board side to fakie and got speed out of it, and I was like, oh,
that's a hack.
Yeah, and then I felt fakie. I'm gonna do fakie frontside grinds today. I'm gonna get those back and start doing back.
Just fake it to 5-0.
Yeah, because I just don't go
I feel
backwards.
bad I can't skate with you.
You can't?
No, I told you that.
I forgot. Were you going?
I have to go somewhere, but also I don't want to skate my ramp.
Oh, because I got. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's tomorrow, right?
It's tomorrow. Yeah.
Don't do that. Yeah.
And I just feel like I finally got.
Are you going there today?
No.
Oh.
Because I know everyone's going to be there today. It's going to be a madhouse.
Why are you not going to go?
I don't want a snake session. Do you know how long I've had this ramp? And a big reason I put up here is because I don't want to wait my turn.
I never thought of that.
That's why I skate early in the day. Well, besides picking up kids from school, but that's a big reason why I skate earlier because I don't want to be in a heated snake session anymore. I've come far enough and I have the means to not have to do that.
I guess I wouldn't want to do that all the time. And if I had my own ramp, then yeah, I would do that. But for me, I haven't been in it. Like the closest I've got is you weren't there again, but in Utah, I went there and skated with the girls in their not qualifying, they're just warming up in the morning.
Yeah, but there were only 8 of them.
That's the most people I've skated with since I've been back. It was like, hey, we're like, can I go?
Okay, so imagine, think back to yourself back in the 80s, early 90s, and you're on the deck, and there are at least 12 people on each deck, and everyone's got their nose ready to go.
I love that.
That's what's happening in Manchas right now.
Right. I'm not ready for that right now.
Yeah, I don't. I would deal with it.
Right.
But it's not my. I would prefer not to.
When you drop in, do you get snaked by the youth, or do they pull off for you?
They'll pull off, but I don't. I don't want to flex like that. It's just I don't. It's just not a scenario that I really enjoy anymore, or that I want to throw myself into. Maybe sometimes, like if it's a best trick event, like Utah, best trick, chaos, right?
And that's fun.
I'm
You're
down.
having fun.
Yeah, because everyone. Yeah, but also because everyone's dropping in to try one thing and bail.
Yeah.
So it goes very quickly.
Oh, okay.
Right? If you're trying to like practice for lines and stuff.
Hey, okay.
But I do remember. I remember those days when you know who's in, you know where their weak point is on the line.
I used to love that stuff.
So you're like, oh, he's gonna bail on this corner, or you could actually finesse it. So you're like, I know he's gonna. I'm on the edge here. I know he's gonna head this way and probably bail right here. So I'm in the pocket.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a weird thing to like. What a weird strategy to remember.
I used to think it was so much fun that sometimes I would pretend that I wasn't trying to snake anybody and stand there holding my board, and then
and not have it actually ready to go.
Yeah, and then I would
just jump on it. Yeah,
and like have my tail, and I would just sort of drop in down it. And
but almost always there'd be someone else in if you did that.
Yeah, but I wanted that. I wanted to sort that out. Like, not all the time, but sometimes I was so excited about snaking people that I was like, I'm going to come in late and see if I can just take out everybody.
There would be someone there was some trick they're always bailing on.
Yeah.
Like they do their line and they're always bailing on this one wall. Like let's say it's Caballerial.
Yeah. And you drop in on their bail.
You drop in on their bail and they make it.
And you're standing right next to
and
their
you
face.
Are such a shit guy.
Yeah, I've done that. Particularly even gnarlier when someone does something so hard and right when they make it, I'm standing 6 inches away from them going down the transition with them. And I'm like, oh man, my bad.
Yeah, like you're a dick.
Yeah. And he's like, he just did a tail grab 540 or something. And he's like, oh, hell's breaking loose on him. And I'm like, that was nice. Like, get out, you
Are you done?
Yeah. Are you going to get out after
that?
Are you out?
Because I'm in now.
Like, you're still contemplating. Look, I know total dick move, but are you getting out? Because I'm super pumped.
I mean, we can both axle stall on this next wall and see what happens.
It's like you're not going to kick out. You're going to axle stall to see if he's still going. Yeah, and nobody thinks you're a dick for doing that. We're told like, hey, man, he's trying to get a ride. We're all trying to get a ride.
Yeah. So I have fond memories of snake sessions, but
yeah, that's all. I think that's all it is. I think everything is so fun to me being back and seeing people for like even seeing Willie Santos.
Here's the coolest thing.
He was just there.
The coolest thing is that there is at least enough interest in vert and enough vert skaters that we can have snake sessions.
Yeah,
because five years ago the vert was still on the fringes and it was more of a novelty. Like, hey man, maybe I'll try to find a helmet and come join you guys.
Yeah, no, you're not.
They used to do before Riley, my son Riley, opened his coffee shop. They did Vert Mondays here. So all of his homies that were all street skaters, they would just come here and skate Vert on Monday nights.
What?
It was pretty sick.
Did they put pads on?
Yeah. And Riley had like old school full tech.
Nice.
And he was doing sad plants.
What?
And eggplants and stuff.
Sick.
It was
he
pretty
do
sick.
Sad plants?
Yeah. Yeah. And then
You
they
guys got to do double sad plants.
Yeah, I think he's over it.
Okay.
This is probably 4 years ago, maybe 5. Well, yeah, but then the coffee shop opened and it was the same kind of crew. It was basically a lot of the same crew that worked there. So they were just in the coffee shop early hours and they were all too tired to see us. So they all the whole thing dropped off.
Because they're working.
Yeah. But it was really cool because they actually had, I think they might have started Instagram feed Vert Mondays. They did. Yeah. So it's probably still there.
Yeah.
So you can see what was going on back then if you go to the Instagram Vert Mondays.
I'm into that session. That sounds like a fun session. Did you skate with them?
A couple times I went, yeah.
All right. Is your son
fun.
cool skating with you, or does he think he'd rather you weren't there?
No, it's cool.
All right.
Yeah, it's just Riley mostly, but all of my other kids too. They're into skating parks and street and it's not that they don't want me there. It's just not my scene.
All right.
And most likely, if I'm going with them, especially to a park, I'm the filmer.
Wow.
Like that's just unspoken. That's what's going to happen.
Does anyone film you?
Once in a while, if I feel like I want to choose something, I'll ask one of them to do it. But it's usually kind of awkward.
To ask them to film
I don't know. I just feel weird. Like I don't want my kids to be accessories to my skating.
Okay, maybe because you've had an illustrious career and you've got a little paranoia in your brain about like you think that it's about you. But hey, come on, Super Dad. Like they can't fucking film you do something as well.
I remember we were in Hawaii. We were in Hawaii on the Big Island over the last holidays, and we all went to this one park. And I was trying to get clips of all of them, and then they were kind of done, and I was like, "Can you guys film me doing something,
dude?"
So I could get a clip. But it took me a while to make it, so I felt kind of bad. It's just weird. It's like because it is like I said, there's this dynamic where they just know if I'm there, I'm going to be the one shooting it for sure.
I guess that's cool of you. I made my daughter film me when she was here once. I made her film. I was like, when I drop in, film me. To me, I don't think it really did anything, but I was just like, I know that you have to watch me right now because you have to get me in frame.
Yeah, mine's more when I'm with the kids, it's more of a directive like, okay, I'm going to go try this. So let's film this.
Okay.
It's not like, just shoot me. Just film me.
So you're like straight up for real videographer. They're like, okay, my trick is ready. Get over here and get it.
When I'm shooting them?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No.
They'll be working on something. Yeah, I can see it. I can see them testing something out, and then they'll finally come over to me like, "Hey, will you shoot this?"
I love your impression of your kids. I feel like you're
it's like it'd be Keegan, Dad, will you film this? Or it's Miles, Toner, come film me. He calls me Toner.
Oh,
and then usually Calvin is more quiet, but wants me to film him.
Right. He doesn't flat out ask.
No, but I can tell that, he's trying something. Hey, you want to shoot something? Yeah, I'm going to try this thing over here.
I mean, you're a good filmer.
Not
many people can film and stay really close to somebody, like actually skate and film. Not a lot of people are capable of that.
Yeah.
Like Follow Me the other day, I was like, man, you feel like you're pretty close to me. Like I'm trusting you because I'm like, don't trust me. And I was like, yeah, I feel like he's like right behind me in a couple of spots. And then when I watched the video, I was like, that's no. If I just gave that to someone else, like, hey, follow me, we might die.
Yeah.
Anybody that comes to the ramp, like, hey, man, here's my phone.
The hardest thing to learn when you're filming, vert especially, is that if you're the one following and someone is doing airs or long grinds and you're just kick turning, by the third or fourth wall, your timing is screwed because you're going to be, even if you're behind it, you're going to be ahead of the person on that wall.
So how do you
So you got to learn how to do either
stalled kick turns.
Not stalled kick turns. You got to learn how to do rocked fakies and fakey disasters and wait and not look.
Oh,
and
what?
That is like, I take it for
granted.
granted. I can do it, but that is one of the gnarliest things.
There's not many people that can do that. Because
So
that's
like when
such
you
a
went, when we
sketchy
shot the other
thing.
day and you were going across the face wall is what's opposite of the channel raining for those not
Nice.
knowing our ramp. You went across the face wall. The first time I did it, I just carved, but then that put me ahead of you on the next wall. And so I'm kind of looking back and it didn't work.
So what'd you do?
So on the next pass, I did a board slide to fakie.
Holy shit. I didn't even know you were doing that. That's so sketchy.
That keeps me in line with you. And then the next wall, I can do a fakie hang up.
It's so sketchy.
We're going to have to use that footage now.
Make sure I'm in frame while you.
Didn't Katie shoot it?
What?
Of me following you?
Yeah, but not the one where I think just the first one, not because he did it twice.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't see the board side to fakie. I would have been like legit impressed. I'm like, dude, fuck that. Holding the camera while you're doing that. Especially for me right now, that one's up there in the.
There are times when I go up and do fake. We call it fakey rock, but basically fakey disaster, where I gotta stall it because I need to get the timing right.
Yeah.
And I instinctively want to look down.
Yeah.
And so sometimes when I'm filming, you'll see the camera drop a little bit
because you look down for a second.
Yeah, because I'm just desperate. It's pure survival.
Yeah. If you eat shit while I'm in the middle of doing a ride.
Well, imagine it's like, so when you hang up on it, that's why they call it disaster, people, because there's a good chance you learning it, you're going to hang up.
Yeah.
And you can still hang up even if you have it dialed.
Yeah.
But the thing about that is if I'm filming and I hang up on a disaster, that's like doubly unprepared.
Yeah. Are you going to try and hold the phone on your way down to eating shit, or are you letting go of that?
I haven't done it.
Right. I'm trying to think like when do I decide to eject the phone and start trying to save my life?
I think that my hands would just instinctively open up.
You let go of it.
Yeah, because when you know that's coming, you put your arms out, right?
Right.
And your hands go out. So it's not like I'm going to go, oh, here it comes.
It depends on how much you love your phone. Because if you slam and you've got a kid, you got to take the slam.
Oh, I've done that.
I know. That's
Dude. Oh my God. I took the worst slam with Riley.
People are gonna get mad at you if you tell this story.
Well, I don't know, it was 15 years, this is 20 years ago. You're going to go back in time and yell at me for doing it?
I don't know. It's like a weird ass world.
But I saved him.
You did. Who's that you're swinging in the air on a kick turn?
Oh, that's Katie. That one got me in trouble.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, I can see how some people would.
She was like 4 or something. She used to love it. And then people are just like, what the fuck? Like, you gotta put a helmet on her. And then I did, but we used to do that all the time. And it was more that I shared it because she was such a joy in her face, and you can see them doing a kick turn 2 feet up.
Right.
But that photo kind of went viral. I said the thing, like when things go viral, then suddenly there's this new audience of people that don't get it, and then they just get angry about it. And so then I had to I don't remember. This is like 12 years ago or something, but I was kind of cavalier about it, and I just said, oh, well, there's a better chance that you're going to fall walking down the street than I am skating with my daughter. Fair.
No one's going to understand that, though.
Yeah, and she is my 4th child of my own.
Right, and they're all still here.
6th kid I helped raise. They're all still here. Yeah. Riley might have got a couple bumps.
Right. He kind of had it coming.
I remember one time, though, we were skating. There's a park in Santa Rosa. It's just like a snake run. It's super old. And he's like 3 maybe. So, yeah, like 95-ish.
Yeah.
And we were just cruising down the snake run together. And then we dropped in, and it was like I was midway through. So kind of picking up, it's all downhill, kind of picking up speed. And this dude just came around blind and dropped in the other way, like going salmon upstream. And coming at us, didn't see us. And then I was just like, oh shit. And then I tried to run, but I was going too fast. And so I'm holding him, and I just took it.
Oh.
Just like destroyed right here.
Oh.
But I saved him.
Right, because that's what people don't realize. Even if it really was all bad, everything went all bad, then you just go, okay, then I'm just going to be...
I am going to take the brunt of all of this, yeah.
And we do know how to do that.
I used to do that. I used to do that with cameras too.
Because that's where I'd be on certain cameras. If I was just taking a disaster slam, I would pull it into my chest and shoulder
exactly
block.
that. Yes.
But it's because that's the thing. You do know. Like if I'm like, oh, I'm falling and I've got a phone. I'm like, fucking phone. See ya.
Yes.
But
it's a different,
baby, $10,000 camera.
Different priority.
Oh, fuck,
absolutely.
I'm falling. You do this thing where you're like,
and almost always like those cameras, especially in 90s, 2000s, they were production cameras that someone was either renting or it was for a bigger production. And they're like, hey man, can you do a thing? I'm like, yep. And if I eat shit, then I'm getting hurt and your camera's going to be safe. And I've ended up on my back holding a camera like, here you go.
I have done that because I'm even less. It was probably a Tony Hawk tour. And I was like, you're so lucky to be here. Do not
Don't
break anybody's shit.
Those are like beta cams too.
They
Those
were
things
giant.
huge.
That was like a film crew.
Yep.
Shout out to Trent, the cameraman. Love that guy.
I didn't fall, but I think my board might have hit one of the original Red cameras. And there was a big like hush in the room, just like, oh my God.
Did it break it?
Broke the Red camera.
Oh, and it did.
Yeah. And we were renting it. But I think that we had the insurance for it. But those, those Oakley Red cameras originally they were a lot.
I'm like, how much?
I want to say they were in the tens of thousands of dollars.
The fuck? Cameras, man.
Someone's out there watching it like, those are 50 grand. Like it was a lot. Luckily we was a commercial we were doing actually in this office, but we had to rent high-end gear to do it at the time. And I think we rented two because we had two different crews working at the same time. So luckily we had a backup, but yeah.
Do you have to, I don't care. Whatever.
No, we had insurance.
Good. I think we should leave. We're supposed to go. We've talked a lot.
We're supposed to go?
I mean, I don't know. People at Cast tell me that we're like an hour is what podcasters do.
Okay.
And we did that.
We did it. Okay.
So, but if you want to keep going, I mean, I don't stop talking, dude.
No, it's okay. I got to go.
Okay, you good. You got to go.
Are you going to skate alone?
I think I might. I mean, that sounds pretty hardcore. I kind of like that. Yes, I think I will. I want to do fakie frontside grinds. It's not a huge achievement. Should just be able to nail a couple of those and then maybe I'll go. But I got to keep my legs, Tony.
It's funny that trick I do usually in my warm-up run.
Yeah.
And that's the trick that I know how loose my upper body is. Because if I can twist into it and do a proper 5-0, then I feel like I'm already on the way to a good session. But sometimes I do that sort of like slide up and your nose is kind of dropping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's when I know like, oh man, I'm super tight today.
You don't stretch, do you?
No.
Right. One day. Because you got out of the argument too. I wasn't there. I was like, okay, you don't want to skate any better. You want to let it all go. Great. What about pain and just like all round stiffness and aches in your body when you leave?
Sure.
And you're just going to dinner and stuff.
Okay. We're back to that. I think that when I keep saying, I'm saying like that I don't want to try to find this fountain of youth. Or
yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like if I keep trying to hang on to this skill level, that at some point I'm going to still have it and then it's going to all fall apart at once. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where I did it for so long that I just pushed it too far. And then suddenly it's like, oh, you're jacked.
So wait, is there going to be in a year from now, are you just going to do like Madonnas and hand plants?
Is that all I got left? No, this thing that I did.
How many are getting cut off?
This thing that I did is 5 tricks. And I picked 5 tricks specifically that I know that I either haven't done in a while or that I think that I could do again and I probably don't want to chase anymore or I just let them go. Like finger flip air.
Yeah.
I don't really have a use for that anymore and they have become a lot harder. And that was the first like big trick that I learned as a kid.
Before magazines and video came out in Australia, I heard of a guy named Tony Hawk that could do finger flips. That's how legendary that shit was. Yeah,
that was 1981, maybe 82. So I feel like that's fine. I don't need that one. The last time I did a frontside cab, it was so hard to commit to one that I was like, let's let that one go.
Even though you did one in Utah.
To revert.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's one and done.
Okay.
That one.
Are you going to get to the point where, are you going to say goodbye?
No, I'm not. But I'm not. What I'm saying is I'm not doing this.
Plants and stuff? Like when
No,
you're
I'm not.
65, are you going to film a rock to fakie? That's it.
In this moment, I think it's a fun project. I'm not like looking forward to the next 5 years going, okay, now it's this. And now it's,
okay,
and now we're going to open up to this tier of tricks. No.
We're not saying goodbye to any more stuff. We're just skateboarding.
I may never know when I do my last invert. How's that?
Okay. Good.
All right. But for this.
Because I'm telling you, it's a sad day when I see the documentary of Tony Hawk going, this is my last hand plane. I'm like, whoa.
That's not, no, I'm not doing that.
Okay.
But for this, it's Fingerville Bear, frontside cab, gymnast plant.
Did you do a gymnast plant to fakie?
And then I learned it that day because I was trying to relearn gymnast plants, and one fell in backwards. And I was like, let's do that one. So that was my first and last gymnast fakie. And then barrel 5. That's it.
Are you done with being done with hard tricks? Have you filmed all of it?
I filmed all those, yeah.
That's it. You're not saying goodbye to any more shit?
No.
Okay. All right. Well,
except for you guys. Goodbye.
Yeah, we're saying goodbye to you guys. Tony Hawk's going to keep skating. Good stuff.
And he's going to go solo.
I'm going to do a sad, fakey frontside grind by myself.
Are you going to set up the phone on a tripod?
I brought my GoPro with a tripod. I'm getting this, dude. I got to get a recording of it. All right. See you guys next week. Like and subscribe.
And describe how cool it is. Bye.